Hey, everybody. It's Tuesday again, so that means.
No storage place.
Talk. That's jive talk from now on.
Nudity on slick paper.
It means neither one of us are doing too well, but
It
we're
means
we're
that
gonna.
we're still stuck quarantine, and we're just dude, I'm so tired of the stupidity of others. It's just like
I know.
period of my freedom, my me I me I. It's like, dude, it's not about you. It's about
Yeah.
everybody around you, you dumb fuck.
So yeah,
I don't know you wear my mask. I'm like, I hope you die. I'm like, I know that's terrible. Everybody's like, that's terrible to say. I'm like, no, it's really not. If you're gonna be an ignorant fucking pig bastard, you die. That's how it works. Everybody
well,
like the fireman's sitting there telling you the house is on fire, and you're like, it ain't on fire. And you walk in, and you turn into a crispy critter. Let them do it, dude. Let them walk into the fire if they don't think it's there. Everybody else sees fire and smoke, and the morons, they don't. And they're just like, you can't tell me not to walk into a house fire. That's my freedoms you're infringing on. So they walk into a fire and they die. That's it. That's how it works. So the rest of us can stay home, let these morons go out on the streets, get each other sick, and die. Done! Less stupid people on the planet. Yay!
so yeah, it's kind of hard to stop Bird's ranting on when there's a delay and stuff because he'll just keep talking over me. I'll be like, yeah, but.
Fuck
But
you.
yeah, anyway,
Fuck anybody.
what we're here today to fucking review is Pablo the Drug Mule Dog. All of the fucking ads. Because on 420, I released an episode of Gutters, blah, blah, fucking blah, where I talked about drug PSAs, and Pablo the Dog was on there. And
Yeah,
I was like, we need more of that. And one
yeah.
of our viewers, Kevin, was like, well, here's that.
We need more of that. More of you with a monotone voice, not seeming excited at all, being like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you. That's all you did in that last one. Lady came on screen, you were like, fuck her. Dog came on, fuck that dog. Something came on, Campbell soup, you were like, fuck soup. That's all
Uh,
you were.
That's not true. That was the Ronco one that I was getting pretty much near the end of. Dude, I don't know. I'm fucking losing it. I don't even know why I'm even making those anymore for like the fucking five people that still fucking enjoy it for like Jay Perez and Laramie and Kevin, basically.
We're doing this show for three people now. That's about it. No, that's
No,
not.
that's not true.
But I don't care. I told those guys. I jumped on last night on Discord.
We'll get into all that, dude. I want to get into that during like the podcast thing. Let's try to get this episode just whatever. But anyway, yes, Pablo. I was like, we need more of it. And just like everything else that I enjoy, I'm like, I need more, and then it's just too much. And then I'm miserable.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Pablo
how this went.
Pablo was. I mean, these. I think these were all like separate. But they put them all together
Well,
apparently.
yeah, they definitely were.
Right. But yeah, I mean, after a while, I think I'd probably get pretty sick of Pablo the dog. I'm like, first off, that dog is creepy. You're not making me want to do drugs. You make me want to not ever see a mannequin dog. Like you're making me scared of mannequin dogs, not drugs. I'm scared of anybody who stuffs their animals. Like, oh, Fluffy was in the family for so many years, so we decided to fluff him up and stuff him and put them in the fucking side of the room there to be all creepy. So when you walk in, you're all confused because you think it's a real dog, and you're like, "Oh, hi, Mister Sniffles," or whatever, And they're like, "Oh, he's been dead for 10 years." You're like, "Ah!"
But speaking of dead dog, the reason why Pablo's dead and a fucking stuffed mannequin is because he was used to smuggle cocaine into the country. They cut him open and stuck cocaine in there.
You know that feeling when you wake up in a basement with a massive gaping hole in your chest? No? Well, I've had better mornings. Pablo. Turns out I've been used to smuggle cocaine into the country.
Dude, you want to talk about animal cruelty, man. I mean, there's animal cruelty all over the planet, which I don't know if you're like, you're not really the biggest Bill Maher fan, and
I mean,
I'm not,
I used to, but
yeah, he's okay once in a while. sometimes he says stupid shit. But he did say something that made sense the other night. He was talking about animal cruelty in the sense of that China opened up those wet markets, you know what I mean? And people were like, blah, 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 over here. We're talking about that. But he pointed out that our slaughterhouses are just as fucked up, you know, and just as unsanitary and get people just as sick. And I was like, yeah, but that's America should change its name to hypocrisy. Because that's what we are, the land of the hypocrisy.
But anyway, Pablo goes and talks to a drug dealer.
So I talked to this dealer, and he said,
It's all about the profit.
And making sure no one messes with us!
Okay, Mr. Gunn, sir. And these headache pills he's cutting his coat with couldn't wait to tell me that...
Actually, on the street, it's only 30% cocaine.
And 70%, who the hell knows?
You did it. It's not right. I did it. Just fine.
It's fine. But yeah, then Pablo goes and talks to a girl in the bathroom, doing coke off of a toilet seat. Not the back, not anything else, off the toilet seat.
Did you spare us a tenner?
No, I'm a dog, obviously. Oh, by the way, your heart's beating so fast you can't get a word out. And a coked-up friend is no help at all.
Get out of my face, leave me alone!
Steady on.
Come on, man. We know back in the day. We did it off the back of it. That back of it. You don't do it on the seat.
There is a difference, man. I have never done cocaine off of a toilet seat. The back of a toilet, yes.
Yes, just as gross, probably. Just as gross. You know, because I don't know if you've ever been to a public bathroom, but
yeah,
old people seem to, like, not have very good aim, and they shit on top of the bowl, on top of the lid, on top of everything, you know?
True. And then Pablo somehow goes to a payphone without having arms or anything and calls Frank.
So I picked up the phone, somehow, and talked to Frank. Finally, someone who made sense.
There's a darker side to coke. To find out more, visit talktofrank.com.
Who the fuck is Frank?
Frank!
That's what I was picturing.
Frank!
He calls Mommy.
Mommy! 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 Frank! Frank! Frank!
What the fuck are you doing, Mommy?
Yes, fucking way! Your fucking way!
Yes, fucking way! Your fucking way! Our fucking way! We're fucking way!
I love that movie so fucking much.
I want that Coke! Pull out that Coke!
I want that
Coke!
I didn't come here for nothing! Give me that buzzer!
I want to snort that Coke!
If you don't know what we're talking about, watch Bride of Frank or our review of Bride of Frank.
Or don't if you don't, you know. I mean, I'm not going to say, yes, go watch Bride of Frank.
I am. Watch Bride of Frank.
You know, you like to see people suffer, that's why.
Dude, we need to do that one on Discord. So anyway, we now cut to the second
What on earth?
of the ads, which is Jenny's Heart, which is Pablo talking to a girl at a party that's doing coke and her heart's going insane.
Are you all right?
Right. Yeah, I'm fine, Peachy. It's just the nose has done a lot of coke tonight, and it kind of makes me crazy.
Okay.
Oh, I think she's doing another line.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh, Mommy!
Mommy?
Tell it stop!
Oh, careful.
Yeah, dude, seriously, whenever I was on it, you know, it just felt like, you know, there was a mini drummer inside there going against my heart, you know. It wasn't any fun. Like, I don't know why. Like, looking back at it now, I don't know why I did it. Like, all it did was empty my bank account. It made my fucking head hurt the next day. And I don't remember having any fun. I really don't.
I remember having lots of fun. But just now, like, you know, even as of like a year ago or however many months ago, I'd be like, yeah, I'd still do it if it was free and stuff. I don't think so.
Nah.
I really don't think so.
Yeah.
You know, normally, commercials like this would like make me be like, "Oh, I want to do something." No, not a fuck at all.
No, not really. No, you look back on it. I look back on it. I'm like, yeah, I don't. That next day was the worst hangover you've ever experienced, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever want to experience that again because it was with you all fucking day. You know, it wasn't like a thing where you just ate some orange juice and had some oatmeal and you were good for the day. You know, this was a thing that just made you feel like your whole body was dried out, you know.
So, yeah, Jenny's, like, you know, she does more. Her heart fucking stops and she fucking dies.
Hello? Oh dear.
Too much cocaine can cause seizures or heart attacks, even if you're perfectly healthy. To find out more, visit talkto.com.
Ah, stupid.
That's the end of the second ad. And then we move on to the third ad, which is Pablo in a public bathroom talking to a dude's nostrils, which is the one that was on that 420 special.
Yeah.
Here.
Are you okay? You look a bit bloody. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that cocaine.
You think I got a say in this? Oh, I hate my job.
Dude, I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of like just willing to rush through this because as of this point, now it just like it doesn't break up into ads. It's just like kind of one long thing where he talks to people.
It is one long thing where he's just talking, I guess, former addicts or whatever. These are real people, right? I mean, that real situations, or I don't know.
I don't know. But first, he talks to a taxi driver about people doing cocaine off the back seat of a cab.
1 minute they get in, they sit on the back seat. I look in the mirror and they're gone, and they're on their knees, face down, doing a line on the back seat.
The back seat? Oh, why am I not surprised?
What goes on that seat in the course of a week, you certainly want to put anywhere near your mouth or your nose.
What do you mean? What happens?
There where you're sitting right now, well, people being sick, people wetting themselves.
Wetting themselves? Lovely.
Even as far as people having sex on the back seat.
Okay, starting to feel genuinely queasy now.
How the hell could you do that?
I've never heard of that one. I've heard of people doing coke off of fucking body parts, the toilets, everything, but never the back seat of a car.
No. If I was in the back seat of a car, I'd just be like, you know, and I'm not gonna be like on the seat, like, dude, come on, watch the fucking corners, man. You know, I mean, you know, things slide in the back seat. Imagine putting like a couple rails down, and all of a sudden a guy takes a sharp turn, and all of it goes down on the seat. You're like, no.
Yeah, so blah, blah, fucking blah. Pablo's in a hospital waiting room singing the blues.
Woke up this morning. Do-do, found a hole in my chest. Do-do, I'm Pablo the drug mule dog. Do, and I'm feeling quite depressed.
Singing the blues.
And then, he goes in and talks to a fucking doctor about the bad things about coke.
Cocaine can put your blood pressure up, and that can cause you to bleed into your brain, causing a stroke, or it can cause problems with the blood supply to your brain, cutting off oxygen and blood, and therefore causing the brain tissue to die.
Blooming hell, that doesn't sound good.
Pablo is the creepiest dog.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a creepier dog before.
Well, speaking of creepy, he's having dreams. Pablo is having flashes of dreams. Like right here, it's like kind of like a Shining reference.
Sorry, Pablo. I need to go because somebody else needs to see me now.
Oh, well. More important people to see than old Pablo, I suppose. Oh, that is fantastic.
When he was in Nam, being a drug mule for the Vietnamese.
And I love how the doctor, when he's talking to him and stuff, just giving him the weirdest fucking look. I mean, which you would. You're talking to a fucking...
You're talking to a stuffed dog, obviously. Dude, you're talking to a black sock.
Yeah.
And you're not even on coke. So, like that.
So, whatever. Blah, blah, fucking blah.
We make you do crazy things isolation does.
True. Well, can you imagine isolation on coke?
Oh, not good. Not good.
You'd be running around your fucking house.
Trying to talk to people. There's no one to talk to. You're just standing there talking to a lamp. You know.
So whatever. We cut to Pablo talking to some DJ about people doing coke and the kind of negative vibe that whatever here.
Normally, like, eyes are like popping out of their head and want to talk to you about things like groceries or what colour jacket you're wearing.
Sounds like a conversation with my mum. What's the problem with that?
I don't like the atmosphere they create. It's kind of like a bit of a negative energy, you know? Like, some people are overly aggressive, and that's, like, never nice to be around.
Aggressive? In what way?
I've seen a few really vicious fights, which I can only put down to someone who's that charged on coke.
Like DJ from Full House?
No, like an actual DJ, because now fucking Pablo raps.
I is Pablo the Mule, me be wicked old school. I don't have no insides, cause I is dead, you fool. I'm out on a mission, a dope inquisition. The quest is begun, a course must be run, even if me lack some internal organ.
Pretty sure they all turned out to be cokeheads.
And then raps some more.
Rewind my selector. Boom! Rinse out. Big up. MC Pablo on the mic.
Dude, you know what bothered me? I know people said, and he said, and other people have said, that Bob Saget was always like after he was done with the show, he came out and started doing stand-up comedy and was trying to be as vulgar as possible, like vulgar as possible, dick, cock, titties, whatever,
Yeah.
and, but it was just like, people are like, oh, I don't understand why it's not registering. I'm like, because people didn't see Bob like that. They saw him as a nerdy house wife, basically. I mean, he was just a dork the whole time for years. And then he comes out and he starts doing stand-up comedy and starts talking like that, and people were like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, oh, he was always like that. Well, not to us. We didn't see that, so that's why you got like a shitty response. Besides, I don't think Bob Saget's funny. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I think he's about as funny as Jimmy Fallon or Seinfeld. Seinfeld, people think he's so funny. He's kind of a dick. He just seems like a dick. Like he's always a dick. Why can't I be a dick? I'm like, why can't I date 20-year-old chicks when I'm 65? I don't know, Jerry. You tell me, buddy.
So, while Bert's taking a drink, I'm going to squeeze this in here. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Pablo goes to talk to DJ Brandon Block, whoever the fuck that is, about, his experiences with coke and his experiences with having a douchey haircut and awful douchey glasses.
Dude,
So,
what's funny? Some people get, dirty looks and, liberals and rednecks and stuff like that. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a redneck. I don't know if I can identify myself any way apolitically. I'm not, whatever makes sense. That's where I go. But, what doesn't help is that I got long fucking hair, and I drive a Prius. So anytime I'm out on the road and I'm just taking a drive just to get the fuck out of here for a little bit and not lose my brain, I always roll up on some dude who's got the big truck with the giant wheels that stick way too far out, giant fucking pipes blowing black smoke everywhere, automatically looks at me like I'm some hippie dude with a Bernie 2020 sticker on the back of my car. I hate that shit. Like, dude, I have to roll down my window, but I only got it for the gas mileage, man. I didn't do it, for any other reasons.
But why do you even care about what that dickbag in the massive truck thinks of you anyway?
Because it just seems to me like there's more of them than there are of other normal people.
Dude,
there's more people out there that want to just be a dick. Nobody, everybody out there with the USA, they just want to be a dick.
Dude, we're on the edge of Pennsylvania. There are more of them than there are us.
Yeah, but they realize that the North won the war, right?
Dude, they're not aware that we're in the North. Dude, they're not aware we're in the North.
Yeah.
But anyway, blah, blah, fucking blah. Pablo talks to this MILF about her daughter whooping her ass and throwing her down the stairs and whatnot.
One day, we got into an argument because she came home and I had started to get quite strict about how she behaved. And I said, Georgie, before you get into your bed, I know you're coming down from drugs. I need you to make your bed before you get into it, or you're not sleeping in your bed and you can go out and sleep in the rain. And she pushed me down the stairs and hit me with a fire extinguisher.
Ouch.
And elected to sleep outside in the rain rather than make her bed before she got into it.
Like the South will rise again to Pennsylvania and to other states like that. That make no sense. It's like the South went north and the North went south.
Well, the South stayed south.
I don't know. I've been down south and most of the people that I met down south were kind, polite. You know what I mean? Courteous.
To your face.
Whatever. Yeah, but that's the thing. They were. So what? Up here, they're not either. To your face or otherwise.
You're right. They're
the exact opposite, and they do it to your face because they think there's nothing going to happen until they get that right fucking hand.
So blah blah fucking blah. Pablo caught.
And then they're like, oh. I was just expressing my freedom of speech. I'm like, I was just expressing my hands to you.
My freedom to punch you in the eye.
Yeah, because you got the freedom to be a dickbag. I got the freedom to punch you in the face for doing it. That's
So-
my freedom.
So, dude, Matt Hodge should be really enjoying this episode because he loves whenever you just go off and rant it and I just make faces. You should be real happy with this episode.
Dude, if anybody that's a fan of the show and they dig when I do this shit, well, get ready, buddy, because it's only getting worse, and the demons inside me are just like, dude, just keep talking, just say some crazy shit.
That's why I'm trying to contain it to the podcast thing. So anyway, blah blah fucking blah. Pablo goes to some fucking youth center and talks to some dickbag in a pink fucking shirt about coke and other fucking things. It does not matter. The only thing that does matter is that he brings up his creepy dreams again.
Because I keep having these dreams.
I don't remember ever having creepy dreams on drugs. Drugs have never affected my dreams.
So anyway, that was
dude. If you ever had a dream that stuck with you, forever, like when I was a fucking kid. I don't remember anything from back in the day. My brain's, mush. But I specifically remember a dream that I had when a kid, when I was running through the alley back in an old hometown, and this hedge came alive, and it was trying to kill me. It was just literally coming down the fucking thing, and it was eating everything. And then superheroes, Spider-Man, Superman, everybody came down, was trying to stop it, and it was just eating them. It was the fucking craziest dream I ever had, man. And that shit stuck with me. I still remember it vividly.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the end of Pablo.
Hand in my guts! Hand in my guts! So, I like your jumper.
But yeah, I had two, actually. I have one where I remember that I dreamt that my family was on Family Double Dare. And then I remember waking up in the morning and being the most disappointed kid ever. So you're like in your dream, you're like, I'm on Double Dare, Mark Summers and physical challenges. And then you wake up and you're like,
God damn it. Back in old Pennsylvania again.
And then the second one was some kind of like dark crystal fucking 80s fever dream of a movie where my parents got taken by trolls or something underground. Yeah, those are like the only two.
Trolls too?
No, those were goblins and trolls. But yeah, I don't know. It was just some kind of weird dream like that. Like underground, subterranean trolls took my parents and like that kind of thing. Those are the only two dreams that have really stuck with me.
Subterranean. That's funny. But yeah, dude, have you ever had a dream where you were like hanging out with celebrities and shit? Like I had dreams when I was hanging out with like Robert Downey Jr. and Brad Pitt and everything, and you're like, oh, you're smoozing. Yeah, I was jerking off both of them at the same time. No, no, that's a separate fantasy. But grabbing Thor's hammer.
On that note.
Dude, if I was Chris Hemsworth, I'd be using that shit all the time. Like, check out my hammer, baby.
We'll see you next week.
I'll throw it in you. It flies right back.
Boy, I'm surprised for as shitty as we were when you called me at 7 o'clock this morning to bitch and rant for half an hour. I'm surprised this episode had turned out as cheery as it is.
Well, dude, because when I woke up this morning, I had like this instant message from some dumbass who has a picture of Trump with Jesus behind him. And the question was, for me, it ran through my head was, why is Jesus behind Trump? Why is Trump ahead of Jesus? Do you really think that Trump is more righteous than Jesus? You need motherfucking help.
The point.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Because I remember in the Bible, I remember specifically in the Bible where it said, come on to me and grab him by the pussy.
The only thing you remember from the Bible is "Come on to me," because you say that to many dudes every night when you're not bored.
Well, yeah, hey, what the fuck? You gotta do some shit to entertain yourself.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end the outtake, stop recording this, and then start recording for the podcast. What is up with the whole deal, dude?
I don't know. I'm losing my mind. That's all it is. I'm just crazy. Lady go motherfucking diver. I don't know, dude.
Just curious, dude.
Just trying something new.
Dude, I can't talk, dude. I was talking to a black sock this morning.
You were talking to a black fucking sock. That's killer.
Calling it you.
Calling me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need the scarf.
Yeah, that is slightly better. Because I guarantee if, like, we didn't say anything, people will be like, what the fuck is with the napkin wrapped around Bird's neck?
Why does Bird have a napkin around his neck? I was like, yeah, it's because I'm crazy now.
But yeah, I guess we could just start this and then,
Okay.
bitch it in general later.
Don't want to talk about stupid Pablo dog.
Yeah, me either. But anyway.